for you. So let's just jump right on in. Thank you for joining me. My name is Michelle Simpson. I am your head journalista, loving journaling, loving you, loving the opportunity to share what a blessing journaling has been to me, and hoping that it will bless you as well. All right. So today's a little bit different. In the past 2 weeks, we've met and I've shared with you like a prompt, and I have kind of set us free to journal on, whatever kind of came up in response to that prompt and to the scriptures. Today it's going to be a little bit different. That what we did before, I call that kind of open prompt journaling. And today we're going to be doing some focus journaling. So what that means, I use focus journaling prompts to guide me through when my mindset, I can tell, is just not where it needs to be on a project. Excuse me, I wipe my glasses off. And a project, a situation, a relationship, something happened, I'm feeling some kind of way. Um, or even if I need to envision something more clearly, like I don't have clarity about something, you don't have to have clarity for the whole thing. You just need clarity for the next step, right? Anyway, I'm going to share some prompts with you today. I'm going to share a handout with you. So hopefully you'll be able to kind of just grab that in a second. I'm going to share the link with you. I meant to put in a QR code. Hopefully I can pull that up in a second too. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. We're going to actually be thinking through, like, what does it mean to journal? I'm going to say focus in a focused way. So again, this is called Right at Work, and we are here in the middle of the day, in the middle of the week. Actually, this is a little bit of a recording for me. I'm on Gigi duty this week, and I told my daughter that I would take my granddaughter to meet the teacher night, which I knew was going to be on Wednesday. So I was like, okay, yeah, I can take her. No problem with that. And then I found out later, after I committed, that meet the teacher night is actually like meet the teacher day. Like, oh, I didn't know I was gonna be doing something in the middle of the day like that. Because I have other stuff I gotta write at work on Wednesdays, right? So I'm recording, but I am gonna be on popping in on social media to kind of see the comments and stuff. So just so that you know, that's what's really going on. But it is Wednesday and it's a little bit earlier than normal, but I need to be writing right now because something is going on for real, for real. And I need this focused journaling to kind of deal with it. So let me share with you that I'm giving you a handout today. I hope it brings a lot of value into your life. And it's kind of a preview for, y'all know I'll be writing books on everything, right? I'm coming out with a book called Right at Work. And let me share some of that with you. I'm going to bring it to the stage right now. That is the tentative cover for the book. I have a couple of blurbs coming in from other authors, from a counselor, from an HR professional, from a psychologist, that are reading the book and kind of giving me some final thoughts, and their endorsements that I'll be putting in there as well. But that's just the cover of it, just as an FYI. And so that's in there. But the other pieces that are in there are kind of like pieces that you'll find in the book. So I'm going to share that with you today. I'll give you the handout link in just a second. Let me walk you through it real fast because I'm going to pick one and we're going to do this thing. There's the cover of the book, like I said, and I'm going to share with you 4 templates that I created for a specific event. So it's not quite exactly what's going to be in the book, but it'll kind of put you in the vein of what's in the book, so you can be ready for it, right? There are 4 different ones that we looked at that day. One of them had to do with procrastination. One of them was about envisioning or imagining what you need to so that you can get your mind wrapped around where you're going with your goal and even recognize what it's going to look like when you get there. Affirmative journaling is what you might do if you need to encourage yourself. You know that song? Sometimes you have to encourage yourself, right? And then the last one is called processing emotions. And that one's just all about, hey, if you need to move from pain to possibility in just 15 minutes or less, this is a good one. This one's based on Kathleen Adams, some of her work, structured right work. So just want to give credit there. Now, if you're like, none of these is going to help me at this time, Michelle, I need to make my own. I have a method that I call the test and reflect method. And that's really kind of a generic method for approaching journaling if you are coming up against some type of a mental block that is causing you some level of stress. I call it the test and reflect method. So let me walk you through it real quickly, and then we're going to jump right in. And this is also in the handout that I'm about to share with you, so you don't need to write down the notes necessarily. T stands for tune in, and that is where you're like, let me just stop right here and think about what is going on. Like, I need to check in with myself and understand my emotions right now, understand the state of affairs, right? E is to explore. That's where you just start asking yourself questions like, dig deep into, I'm looking at my notes, dig deep into your emotions and your feelings. This is going to help you to like root out the causes and the triggers behind what's going on. And then we go into S, which is the shift. This is where we're like, okay, I'm going to intentionally say, this is how things are. Just you need to acknowledge how it is at this time, like how you're feeling, your perception of the state of affairs, that kind of thing. The shift is where we're saying, I'm going to move forward from this. Even though I recognize that this is my current reality, here is where I'm going to shift my focus to what it is that I can do, like what is working and what is going to be helpful to me in this situation. My notes are to move from the self and the issue, to move yourself from the issue to drawing on the resources that are available to help you move forward, focusing on what is within your control and what is actually within your influence. So that might be that you need a scripture to help you through that. That might be that you need to call somebody. That might be that you need to put yourself in remembrance of something, or focus on maybe a small piece of it and not the whole big picture, because maybe the whole big picture is causing you to be overwhelmed, right? And then the last one is take action. Consider your next step that you're going to take beyond this point. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have full closure, but it does mean that you're in a position to move forward in some way. And maybe moving forward is, I've decided that I'm going to let this feeling pass. That's a decision, right? Maybe moving forward is, I've decided that I'm going to call this person by 3 o'clock today so that we can talk through this situation. However, that needs to happen. And then the last part of it is that was take action. The last part is to reflect, and that is to reflect on your feelings and the lessons that you've learned in this process. Okay. So with no further ado, let me give you the link to the handout. So if you need, I'm sorry, I don't have a QR code. I know we're all like, I need a QR code. If you want to just take a picture of the screen right now, you're welcome to do so. But that is the bit.ly link where you will find this handout that has the cover of the book coming soon, the 4 that I shared with you today, and the test and reflect focused journaling method that I have authored. So, yeah, I'm going to keep that up there while I talk you through like what's getting ready to happen with me right now. So I need to do the one on procrastination. I actually have like I said, I did a thing at an event. So I made these little notepads of, journals. And I have used these. These are my leftover ones, and I have used quite a few of these. So I have a particular project I've been working on for 2 or 3 months. And this thing should have taken me no more than a week and a half, really. But I have been dragging a couple of things happened. I started working on it, and then I, reached out for some help on some different things and got pointed in a certain direction that actually wasn't the right direction. And I'm like, what? Why you didn't tell me that at first? Like that kind of thing. And I think I got an attitude about it. And then I just realized some things. I was just like, maybe I don't need to be doing this. So I need to write through my real feelings about this, because it's getting beyond just procrastination. It's getting to a point of self-sabotage, because people have paid me to do this thing. And yeah, I need to do it. Right. And I want to do it, I think. Anyway, I need to work through that. So that's what I'll be doing for the next several minutes with you all in the journaling. And I'm going to give y'all just about 5 minutes or so to get yourself to the handout. Well, I'm not going to say I'm giving you 5 minutes, but it's up to you when you get there. You can either decide that you want to use this time right now to explore the handout, or you want to use this time to actually journal, that would be great. If you need this time to just collect your brain and get your mind together on some stuff, that's totally fine too. I'm going to put up the test and reflect method in the ticker so that it shows. And if you're jumping in here later, you can understand that that's what we're doing right now. The handout link I've showed a couple of times. I'll put it back up before I leave. I'm going to hide it for the moment. But yeah, go ahead and take about 5 minutes to explore the things that are available to you, and or you're certainly welcome to do the test method. If you got something else going on with you, you're feeling overwhelmed or whatever, jump into the test method and make your own guided journaling, basically, or just write whatever you need to write. So I'm going to play our song. Night Driving is the name of it. And we'll come back when the song is over. All right, I'm giving you about 30 seconds more to wrap up your thinking or your exploration of the materials, or both. All righty. Let's come on back. I hope that time was beneficial for you. So I did my procrastination stuff to kind of think through some things. I'm going to just share with you my reflect piece of it was the question at the end of that one. The questions are, how has this journaling activity helped me understand my emotions and feelings? And how will I apply what I've learned about procrastination to future tasks? Going through this process regarding the 3-month-old situation, um, it freed going through the process of writing and exploring my feelings has freed me from some underlying feelings of resentment that were floating underneath the surface of my procrastination. And I literally felt in my body a shift, a release of that resentment, and a lesson that was learned in this, just in the whole thing that I'm still going with, is that I don't really need to do it unless I really want to do it. And that there was a part in here that I did give myself credit for. I renegotiated some things that were in this project um, that worked out pretty well. And I'm proud of myself for saying, wait a minute, stop. If we're going to do this, this, and this, then we need to go back to the drawing table on the contract itself and renegotiate the scope of work, the payment, like all of that. I did do that. So I'm proud of myself for that piece of it. I need to give myself credit for that. It's almost like when I acknowledged my resentment and I acknowledged what had gone well, I got myself out of this all or nothing mode, which I think was holding me back, because the undercurrent of resentment kind of came in with them. It was just a whole situation. Anyway, journaling has helped me, and I actually have a solid step for what I'm doing today and a point of reference for that step that I had forgotten about until I started journaling. So anyway, I hope that this time was beneficial for you as well. And I hope that you will use the materials that I am sharing with you. Let me hide that ticker again so that I can put the link to the handout back up again. Remember, the handout's going to have the cover of the book, kind of, sort of, just so you can kind of be looking out for it. But it also has, let me put it back up on the screen. Yes, it's going to have 4 different types of focused journaling: procrastination, which is the one I just did, envision and imagine, affirmative journaling, and processing emotions. And I put the start and end time on each of these because you're going to realize it doesn't take long to shift your thinking. It doesn't take long to get back to the what it is that you want to focus on. I think about the scripture that tells us what things to focus on, right? What things are lovely, what things are true, what things are worthwhile. Philippians 4 and 8, I believe it is. When we think about that instruction, it can feel overwhelming, like, man, how do I control my mind all the time? And you know what? It really does come down to sometimes it's just like, let me just stop and take 5 minutes or just 10 minutes to focus on the thing that is actually helping me move forward. Acknowledging the challenges and those things and being like, okay, I realize that you're in the car with me, yet the car will continue to move. I'm gonna stop and put you in your seatbelt so you don't be just running around and flopping around the car of my mind. And you might be here, but I'm going to take you with me because I recognize that feelings are here to point things out to us, and to help us along the way. God gave us feelings, and so they help us. They can be very, very helpful to us. All right, enjoyed you. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to meet the teacher night, which is in the day, and look forward to seeing you again next week.